What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Texas Street Stories. On today's episode, we'll be talking about when being a cell warrior goes bad. First, what is a cell warrior? A cell warrior is an inmate who will be disrespectful and violent behind the safety of his locked door. He won't go to rec or chow with everyone. A cell warrior feels protected by the heavy steel door. The only ones that have access to him are the guards, but it's their job to keep cell warriors safe and protected. This safety allows the cell warrior to continue to act the way he acts towards other inmates. But what happens when you disrespect the wrong people? Inmate Gabriel Roan was a black inmate from Washington, D.C. at the Federal Correctional Facility of Beaumont, Texas. There, he was housed in the special housing unit for his behavior. He was often heard saying all non-Muslims can suck his dick. He would ejaculate on female guards through the food port. He would mostly taunt two inmates the most. Edgar Balthazar Garcia was a Texas Syndicate member in the cell next to him, and Roan would be sharpening his knife on the wall and ask Garcia if he could hear his knife, that it was going to be for him. Mark Isaac Snar was Aryan culture member, was another neighbor next to Roan, and would taunt Snar by telling him he was going to rape his mom and sister and give them a black child. He would taunt Garcia and Snar because he felt that they could do him no harm. But he was wrong. These men belonged to powerful, organized, violent organizations. When they set their minds to accomplish a mission, there is nothing that can really stop them from accomplishing their goal. They mostly knew the workings of facilities. What happens when violence erupts at another place of the unit? Do protocols get thrown out the window? On November 28, 2007, Bureau of Prisons corrections officers were escorting inmates Snar and Garcia to their cells at the USP Beaumont. As they arrived at their cells, inmates Snar and Garcia slipped from their hand restraints and immediately pulled homemade knives or shanks that had been hidden on their persons. The two began attacking one of the corrections officers, stabbing him in the chest and shoulders 23 times. The inmates then turned their attention to the other corrections officer and demanded that he turn over his cell keys. When he refused, he was stabbed twice before Snar removed the keys from the guard's belt. Snar and Garcia then unlocked the cell of inmate Gabriel Roan. Snar and Garcia immediately began to attack Roan, stabbing him repeatedly with their shanks. Roan was stabbed over 50 times, including a stab wound to his chest which penetrated his heart. Corrections officers were forced to use chemical agents through a locked door in order to stop the attack, which lasted several minutes and was captured by a surveillance camera. The wounded corrections officers and Roan were transported to a local medical facility where Roan was pronounced dead at approximately 4:15 p.m. Roan was killed for being disrespectful to powerful organizations. These are the consequences when you disrespect a powerful organization. Just remember, if you break the law, chances you will have neighbors like these, so stay out of trouble.